Welcome back to the channel here. I wanted to talk about, I guess it's kind of business as well, but relationships, especially marriage. I'm not married myself. I've been close a couple times, but a few of my friends, they're getting divorced, or they're breaking up, or they're getting separated after a while being married. And I'm just thinking, the thought of being married or getting married, and if you're not the person who you wanted to set out to be, and you're still getting married, are you the same person you are when you got married? And of course the short answer is no, you're never the same person after a while, right? But should you get married even though you're not that person who you want to set out to be, right? Like, if you want to be on top of the mountain or be ultra successful, but you decide to get married or get into a relationship even though you're not that person yet, right? And once you get to be that person you always wanted to be, successful, or being a president or something, or a CEO, do you want to stay with that person who you got married like years ago? Because years ago that person didn't exist, right? That you're like a totally new person, and now it's you were sent to believe that you're supposed to grow with this person you've been with, right? Because marriage is all about I've never been married, but I've been close to getting married. But marriage is always about they say marriage is always a give and take, right? Compromise. The biggest word with relationships and marriage is compromise, right? You're supposed to compromise a piece of yourself because you're one person now, essentially, right? And after a while, when you're climbing the ladder, trying to be the person who you always wanted to be, you have to separate yourself and do less compromising for the marriage. And I feel like that's where I see the problem of being married or having a relationship, when you're trying to be the person you've always wanted to be, maybe successful, or trying to be a president or a CEO, trying to better yourself, trying to be this whole new different person, and you can't compromise or give more to the relationship because it's going to affect how you're going to be this new person. And you can't be this new person with the person you're with because they can't change either, right? So it's a weird dynamic of having to change with the same person you're with if they're unwilling to change, right? That's the biggest part. Like, they have to be willing to change with you as you're trying to be this new person, whether it be to be successful or you're just trying to better yourself into evolving into this new person that you always wanted to be. And if that other person isn't willing to change or evolve with you, you're either going to be in a miserable state, or you're just going to separate them because it doesn't serve you, right? It doesn't serve you to be with someone who doesn't want to change and evolve with you. Because I always say life is short, and it's you have to be happy, right? You have to be happy, and if you have to divorce or separate someone, to separate from someone, and you have to pay, you're gonna have to pay. That's what they don't tell you growing up. Like, you gotta be married. You go to college. They don't tell you, like, you're gonna have to pay, right? If you're going to college, you're gonna have to pay. If you're gonna be married, they never talk about divorce. You're gonna have to pay if you want to be happy after getting out of divorce. But yeah, the compromise and change, the evolution, if the other person doesn't want to change with you, that's something to think about. If you're on the fence of getting into a relationship or getting about to get married, you have to think, is this person going to change with me? Because I'm trying to evolve into a better person, be it being successful or, trying to reach the mountaintops. Will this person get me to the mountaintops? Are they willing to change with me? Willing to evolve with me. That's one thing I always think when I get into a relationship. Will this person actually be here when I evolve into this new person? So I guess this video is all about it's heavy, right? It's heavy, right? You don't want to be with someone after years and years and it's a completely different person, and now you're like, man, do I even like this person anymore? Do I even like me anymore? It's a heavy video, something to think about, because you're with this person day in, day out. You have to think about it. It's a business decision. All these movies about romantic and fairy tales, they forget it's a business decision, right? Marriage is a business decision, and you have to think about it. You really have to think about it. Even if you're not getting married, being with somebody, renting an apartment or a house, being together with that person day in, day out, it's a business decision. You have to think about it. And I feel like parents, they don't teach this in school either, right? If you don't have parents telling you hey, if you're gonna be with somebody, think about it, right? It's a business decision. So if you're watching this, if you're on the fence on being with somebody in a relationship, or you're about to get married, you got to think about it. If I'm trying to be ultra successful, if you're the person who you are now, and you're trying to evolve, and you're about to get into a relationship or about to get married, is my partner going to change with me, or are they going to hinder my change, my evolution of this new person? Something to think about, Are you in this type of relationship right now where the person you're with is either helping you or hindering you from this new person you want to be? So this video has to be, is marriage marriage or being in a relationship in 2025 good for your dreams, right? Regardless how old you are, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you can be successful in any age. But, you know, male or female, they can be dream killers. People can be dream killers, energy suckers, right? You know, diverting your focus on accomplishing your dreams. So, marriage, relationships, they can be dream killers. So watch out, whoever's watching this video. Just think about it, you know? You gotta focus. There's a lot of focus and energy and time. Time, energy. Give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts of this video? Like, subscribe. This is your boy Ryan. Peace.